In the village of Malakari, there were two young couples, Amanda and James. Amanda is a very beautiful and smart lady. She is a well-known vegetable seller. James was a financially dependent man. He depends on Amanda and his friend Suma for feeding. He hasn't gotten a stable source of income, but is a well-known artist in the village. Amanda's parents are against her relationship with James. They often tell her is a dependent man, she should find someone that is independent. But the love between Amanda and James is that of true love. The love is that of undying love against all odds. She will always say, our true love will prevail over all circumstances. There was a railway project that's about to take place in the Malakari village. The villagers saw this as a form of exposure in their village, and it will help them to be able to export their farm produce to other villages and towns. The railway construction was scheduled to take place in 3 weeks' time. 3 weeks later, Charles Haldren, the project supervisor, with his workers, arrives Malakari village to start working on the railway project. Charles Haldren was a man of good attitude. He relates well with the villagers and carries the chief along. He is an intelligent man. The villagers like him a lot. The villagers prepares the hut for Charles and prepares another place for the workers to stay. They were highly welcomed in the village. One day, as he rides with 2 workers to get what they will need in the market, he saw Amanda, who was also at the market to get some vegetable seeds for planting. Her beauty instantly strikes his attention. He wants to get to know her. He couldn't approach her because he wasn't alone, but he ensured they moved in the same pace in the market so as not to lose her in sight. When they were done, they headed to where they parked their vehicle. Fortunately, it was at the same time Amanda finished at the market. She was passing through where their vehicle was being parked, so he used this as an opportunity to get to know her. So he asks her, "Here for your ride, ma'am." Amanda, who was exhausted, didn't think too much about it and said, "Yes, thank you, sir." She was helped in and he was happy he was able to catch a glimpse of her. They were going to first get to the construction site before they would get to where her house is located in the village. Charles drops the workers and then helps Amanda to her house. She thanked him so much for the ride and excuses herself and went into her house. Charles couldn't shake off the feeling that he had just met someone special. 3 days later, James and Amanda met at their usual trade spots. They shared some moments of love and peace with each other, and they both held hands and watched the moon and stars. James whispers to Amanda's hair, "I love you so much, Amy baby," his voice trembling with emotion. Amanda blushed and said, "I love you more, my love, my king." Her eyes sparkling, she said, looking at his eyes and smiling. She then asks, "What about the job Suma said he will get for you?" James then said, "He couldn't get it. They gave it to another person." He then sighed and said, "I just want us to live comfortably. I know when I'm financially stable, Papa will agree to our relationship." Amanda, trying to be the supportive girl that she is. "Don't worry, my love. The best is yet to come, okay? I love you." James feeling so happy for having a supportive partner. "I'm so blessed to have you by my side. I love you too." They both held their hands and they watched the stars. When Amanda got back to her house after a moment with James, her father was seated outside, waiting for her. Amanda was scared when she saw her dad. Her father then just said, "The child that proves to be wise would end up crawling to beg for wisdom." Amanda greeted her father and walks into the hut. The next day, Charles came to Amanda's house to greet her. He knew it was stupid of him to do such, but he couldn't help it. He was thinking about her all through the night. When he got to her house the next morning, he knocked on the hut. It was her father that responded. Her father, on seeing him, greeted him with cheerfulness. "Good morning. Come in, please." Charles, feeling shy and happy that he was pleasantly welcomed, greeted. "Good morning, sir. How are you doing, sir? I came to, Eden stammers. Amanda's father uses his wisdom to guess. Amanda. Eden smiled. Charles, feeling shy, nodded his head in approval. Amanda's father nodded. He then told him she is not around, but come in still. Charles, feeling disappointed, then said, "Thank you so much. I have to be at the construction site, but I promise to come some other time." He then leaves. He didn't want to be too forward, but he knows he likes his daughter Amanda, but he didn't want to push further. On his way back to the construction site, he met Amanda on his way. She was just coming back from James' house. Charles, excited on seeing her, says, "Hi, Amanda." Amanda replied hi, and without stopping. Charles really wanted to speak with her, so he says, "I'm Charles." Amanda sighs and says, "Amanda," without turning back. Charles then says, "I would love to be your friend." Amanda then asks him, "What exactly do you want from me, sir?" She then leaves. Charles expected a reaction, so he just leaves her for the construction site. Amanda's parents were having a discussion pertaining their daughter Amanda. Her father says, "This girl is blinded by infatuation, not love." Her mom then said, "I don't know what to do, Hobim. She keeps on being adamant." Amanda comes in and greeted, "Welcome, Mama. Welcome, Papa." Her father called her, "Amanda, come here." Amanda then comes and sits opposite her dad. Her father started, "My daughter, you know that I love you." Amanda then replied, "I love you too, Papa." Her father then said, "Why aren't you listening to your mother and I?" Amanda then replied, "Papa, why would I listen to the both of you?" Amanda then said, "Amanda, you aren't listening to us. Leave James alone. It's not good for you." Amanda replies her mom, "Mama, James is a good man. I love him and he loves me too. Give us time, Mama. We are working on his financial independence. Thank you, Mama and Papa," she then said, and then stood up and excuses herself. In the night time at the tree where James and Amanda used to meet, Amanda wasn't feeling happy. James senses that it was about their relationship and her parents' disapproval. James then said, "Hammy baby, what's going wrong these nights?" Amanda said, "My love, it's about us. I'm so tired of hearing the same thing from my parents all the time." James then sighs, "Hammy baby, we will see through this together. I'm working on us. Very soon, my hard work will be approved by the white people. I love you so much, my sugar, but just give us time. Don't think too much about it." Amanda replies, "My love, and I love you too. Thank you for always bringing peace to my troubled heart," she says as they both cuddled under the tree and watches the stars together. The railway has almost gotten to quarter of the project and is really progressing nicely. The workers are diligent and the village people are very supportive and help them out in giving out food to the workers and showing the people the beauty of their nation. It's been 3 days since Charles saw Amanda. He didn't want to be too forward, but he was concerned about her, so he decided to check on her. On getting to her house, Charles summons courage and knocks on the door. He got drinks and meat for Amanda's father. Amanda opens the door, shocked on seeing Charles. She rudely says, "Hello, how may I help you?" Amanda's mother, and overhearing this, shouted from inside, "Who is there?" She then walks over to the door place. Amanda then leaves and excuses herself without uttering any word. Amanda's mom, on seeing Charles, welcomes him excitedly. Charles then smiles and answered. He handed over what he got to Amanda's mother, and she really thanked him. One day, Charles was in his hut. He couldn't help but think of how much he has fallen for Amanda. He feels a sense of connection with her. Amanda, who was so annoyed with the persistent behavior of Charles, reported him to James. My love, this white man keeps on coming to our house and he buys gifts for my parents, and I don't like him around. I don't know what his motives are. James, angry, then says, I hope it's not what I'm thinking. I hope it's not. Then Amanda consoles James and told him, nothing, nothing at all can separate us. I don't like him at all. Amanda's father went to Charles' house to thank him for the gifts. He then asks him, why are you doing all this? Is that something you would like to tell me? Charles, feeling unsure whether to speak or avoid the question, finally succumbed into speaking. I really like your daughter Amanda, sir. I have genuine feelings towards her. Amanda's father was so happy to hear this, but he maintained his cool and nodded his head and asked, does Amanda knows about this? Charles then said, she doesn't, sir. She doesn't give me audience, and I understand she's being a female. He faintly smiles, and Amanda's father was amazed by his maturity and smartness. Amanda's father reassures Charles that she will change. Then they took custody together, and Charles took Amanda's father back to his hut. Subscribe for part 2 of Amanda, James, Charles love story.